Is is Ray really on a bicycle doing this show? Are you really doing this to me right now?
LFG, baby. Hey, listen. Y'all was talking a lot of ish last week. I wasn't moving. Well, I was moving, but I wasn't moving. I am literally going to bike to Atlanta. And I'm almost there.
He's a madman, ladies and gentlemen. What's happening? What up? Ink and Toner, fresh out the gate. Ray, I'm going to look at the rundown here, but I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Jacob, how many days until the season? I believe it's a very small number. We're almost. It's too much. Holy cow! 51 friggin' days. Ray biked himself into frozen mode. 51. Look at him. Look, he's frozen. Ray, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. You're frozen. You don't have to do that much. Oh, he's back. He's back. I think you're doing too much and you're stressing out your internet in Chicago. If this is going to be a single show, you might have to get off the bike.
Oh no! I hope this is not a single show.
Ray's moving so fast. Yeah,
Ink doesn't do good without Toner. So and Toner is not that good without Ink. So
everybody knows that. Welcome everybody to the Fan Controlled Show. This week, just simply called Hype. Thanks to notes like these, you guys don't know. I apologize if it's a little echoey where I am. I'm in my cousin's apartment in Atlanta. I'm here in Atlanta already, Ray. I took the red eye last night from Los Angeles. Some of the team was there, had a few drinks before the flight, slept the entire way, got here to Atlanta. We're in the team hotel. The team hotel is fire. We're final tryout in Atlanta, Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern, live on DAZN and Twitch. We've got a huge, obviously big announcements with NBCLX happening at this tryout as well. Myself and Ray, the commish, will be on the field. Patrick Dees, Jeff Kanata will be at the desk. We have a ton of the owners going to be there. I don't want to spoil anything, but a lot of the owners are going to be at the final tryout in Atlanta. We are producing so much content. Jacob and I just finished a very funny script that we're going to be shooting tomorrow. We're getting a tour of Pullman Yards tomorrow. We're going to be at Pullman Yards on Saturday. There is so much happening this weekend, Ray. It is really and truly the crescendo as we are feeling this right now. Because Jacob, 51 friggin' days until season 2.
I mean, I might just turn back around and y'all don't need me. I mean, shit, this is a waste of time. I mean, I feel bad I didn't make last show, so I'm going to feel bad.
Man, oh man. We've got staff reporting to the bubble in 2 weeks.
I'll be there in a minute.
I can see the pedals moving. You're pedaling too fast. Your internet is stalling out. Banana Leche, aka our former fearless leader, Annalise. Hey Josh, where were you sitting on your flight to Atlanta? I was sitting behind Annalise. She wanted me to point that out. That she was in fact in the better seat. If you'd like to sit closer to the front of the plane, was Annalise in Comfort Plus? She was. Was I in Comfort Plus? Maybe. Maybe. Ink doesn't give away any of that.
Toner's kind of first class sometimes. I don't know.
Well, that was that. Do you remember the episode in season 4 when the entire episode was on a plane and you and I were just kind of, because it wasn't a terrorist organization, but there was somebody on the plane that could be, in fact, a national threat, and we had to figure that out.
And they had to figure out who was going to stop it or who wasn't going to stop it.
Yes.
And that's where the show got it was a good episode. I liked it.
That was a lot of fun episode, directed by Guillermo del Toro. It was a great episode.
And then who knew that we were going to have parachutes?
Unbelievable, right? The entire plane has no parachutes. That was the whole thing. And then before you know it, we found them, the emergency parachutes under the plane, grabbed them. We were about to jump out without a parachute and just hope for the best.
It's crazy.
Because that's ink and toner style right there.
That's what ink and do. That's what we do.
There is a lot of chatter in the chat. Thanks for everybody for being here. It's great to see everyone in chat. 51 days till season 2. We've got somebody in there going like, I think I like USFL better, or I think I like FCF better than USFL. Yeah, USFL hasn't played a down. USFL doesn't let you call the plays. USFL doesn't make everything fan controlled, Ray.
There is no. Everybody says, we're comparing your to and what do you think about the XFL coming in this league? So what? It's football. Look. So many roster spots in the world on the leagues. So it's literally probably 1,500 people. I don't know. And somebody knows the numbers. I guarantee it's probably less than 1,000 players with all the leagues that are going. So think about how many great and good football players that make up University of Georgia or University of Alabama. There's like players everywhere that we can build this league from. So the more football, the better. But our football is just different. We just different. We just swag different when we walk in the club. That's
the all fun league, Ray. The all fun league. I
one of those shirts,
dude. This shirt is fire. They also have this in a sweatshirt, I believe. You and I are going to be on the field with some fresh merch on Saturday. Again, 11 a.m. Eastern, live on Twitch, DAZN, NBCLX. We're going to be featuring the NBCLX. Listen. NBCLX, we have the road to the FCF. There are 6 guys that are vying for 3 spots.
Yep.
And we have, listen, we're going to be featuring these guys in the broadcast. We're going to be really getting to know these guys so that your fan votes, you know who you want to vote for. You know who deserves to have that spot, those 3 spots at training camp for fan controlled football, because we've signed a bunch of guys. And I will say, this weekend in Atlanta, I have seen the numbers. We're looking at somewhere around like 140 guys confirmed to be there. That is a huge number of people.
It's crazy, and I think that's why I'm so glad about this. This NBC show. It's like, hey, let's put some pressure on the fans to pick some of these guys so they understand. Because look, there's of course there's guys that are going to stand out like Deandre Francois, Andrew Mill. We had Josh Butler, like just running a fortress. Look, but everyone, then there's this whole other crop of guys that you got to go, man, would I take him over him or him over him? Like, that's where, hey, you guys are going to be put in our position. You're going to be put in my position, Don Cora Hardy's position, Sean Liotta, Coach Jinks' position, and be able to make this decision and feel good about it and watch them succeed. That's what I can't wait for.
Dude, one of the funnier chats here, Simu says, why this dude tweaking? I think he's talking about Ray because Ray's just bouncing around. Ray's on a Peloton right now.
That's how I tweak. This is what tweak looks like. This is real tweak, bro. This is what real tweak look like.
The thing, the piece of merch that I would like to pitch is the no kickers shirt. Just no kickers.
Icking kickers.
Yeah. F, couple asterisks, and ING, and you've got my opinion on the whole thing.
I was laughing today, bro, because I got an email from a snapper saying, "Yo, I'm the best." I was like,
I'm sure you're great at your job. That's a very specialty position. We just don't need you. maybe as a halftime show, Ray, like how far can he long snap the ball?
I was like, I feel bad. So good luck though with that.
Yeah, good luck. Hey, listen, if you want to watch kicking and you want to watch traditional, as you would the No Fun League or anything like that, you can go watch some of these other leagues. If you want to see a different form of football, fast-paced, you call the plays, you come to the FCF. Everybody knows that.
That's it. I mean, that's what I love about what we're doing. When you try to compare us to, and no disrespect to everybody else, those are leagues that have been here, done that, been here, done that. Yeah. We're not doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? No. We're doing it our way. We're doing it the fans' way, and that's all. That's what makes us so dope. And so
I'm going to tell you something, and Ray knows this, and no spoilers here at all. But if you are not watching at the beginning of the tryout in Atlanta live, if you are not tuned in right at the beginning of it, you are going to miss something awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. 100. Awesome.
And I will say it's very Atlanta
Yeah, 100%.
Very Atlanta.
I love
Okay,
it.
so I got to tell you this. My wife and my little daughter who just turned 1 yesterday. Happy birthday to Rosie.
Oh,
They're coming to Atlanta for a little while, right, during the season. And we had this Airbnb, and I was talking to the owner on the phone. He said, what do you guys do? And I said, I'm working for Fan Controlled Football. We're building this, stadium over in Pullman Yards. He's like, oh my God, y'all are building that giant thing at Pullman Yards? That's you? Oh my God, you're all talking Atlanta. So I was very pumped for that. Thank you.
You got it down pat. I like the way you said that. Man, I was in Knoxville for a little while, and I picked back up a little bit.
A little bit of twang, right?
A little twang. I came back to Chicago. They was like, "What the hell did you just say?"
Yes. Silent Killer 326 Jr. says, "Will we see training camp?" Yes, you will see a lot of training camp. There is so much content planned from the department that I am a part of with Stephen Lentini and Ian Willett and Jim Crenshaw. We started training a bunch of our new hires that are going to be helping us in the season produce all of this content. Not only are you going to see training camp, you are going to get hosted shows from training camp. You are going to get interviews with all of the players. And I'm not just saying 2 to 3 minute clip of an interview. You're going to see live streamed interviews with these guys where you can ask questions to them. Yeah, that's what we're producing here.
I love today, bro. Out of the call that we had, I think we had 50 or 60 people on, and it was like there was some fans that were on there from like Makina and Stathead.
Yeah,
like the fact we are being so true and organic to what we say we're doing, and to see our calls to say, you can't call bullshit. They can see how we how we're building this thing, and it's so great to see. That was a problem. Not a problem, but it was something we had to get through back last year. Is that we had a pandemic, so we were very limited with bodies to get all the things that we were we wanted to get. Now we're ready to go, man. I watched Steven and Jacob and Jake and Josh, man. They've been putting together a squad, and so we're going to now have so much more content for the fans to consume.
Squad up. And in the chat, Marcus says, y'all going to mic up players? If so, Dwayne Finney Jr. needs one. I don't know who Dwayne Finney Jr. is. Is he assigned for season 2, Commish? Do we know Dwayne?
I don't know that. I don't know that nickname, but Dwayne Finney. I don't know, but
Dwayne Finney Jr. needs one. I don't know this person.
What number was he? What did he? Yeah, I have to check it out.
Ray works on numbers. I work on names. Speaking of names and numbers, later on in the show, in Tyson's Hungry for the Season, brought to you by Tyson's Anytizers. You want to put out a fire in your stomach? Put it out with a Tyson's Anytizer. We tried. I put a little bit of effort in there. Later on in the show, for that, we got Kyle Goodby, who is number 31 defensive back at the Orlando tryout. He was Ray and my favorite dude there. He was awesome. He was awesome, dude.
He was one of my guys, man. Like we need in this league to have sometimes those hybrid players. And I was talking to Doncor today about a guy, and we are like, look, I need more guys like him, because you have so many defensive backs that go down, linebackers go down. You got to be able to drop in that box and be able to do both, and or be a safety that can play corner or vice versa. So he's that hybrid guy. He was a little lanky all over the place.
Yeah.
And that just comes from just being, being out for a little while. But for some reason, he always ended up in the right place. And I was like, let's look at him. So, yeah.
He knows, right? There's speed and then there's game speed.
Yeah.
Brandon Brooks was also, I believe, in Orlando. I think we talked to Brandon Brooks. Was Brandon? Yep. Right. Defensive back. Awesome dude. Somebody just said, GW, the LA Brat. Is the commish really doing a Peloton on the stream? Haha. Yes, he is.
Let's go. Hey, everybody got to be ready. I got to be ready. They got to be ready. We got a lot of shit to do.
All the time.
I got time.
And then he froze.
On a meeting, let's talk.
Yeah. Maka says, write down the name, remember it. I promise you, he's the one, Dwayne Finney Jr. As soon as I meet Dwayne Finney Jr., listen, we'll get him in the interview. We'll talk all about him. We'll feature him. If he's the guy, he's the guy. Marcus, write it down. You want to bet? If we had future bets for defensive player of the league and we want to write it down, write it down.
I like that.
Also, Patrick Dees will be here. I should have said that at the top. This is the Fan Controlled Show. We're here every single Thursday, 2:30 Pacific. I'm on the East Coast today in Atlanta, 5:30 Eastern in Atlanta. Today it's just called Hype. You can see it right there. Like, why is it just called Hype? Because each week you, the fans, get to name the show. Put the names in the chat. Jacob, our fearless producer, will be collecting those names at the end of the show. You can vote on the name of the show. So if you got a name for the show, Commish on a Peloton, Commish on the bike, Sweaty Commish, Ink and Toner 2, Sweaty Commish. In season 5, Ink and Toner actually split up, and Ink becomes the commissioner of the actual police department. Then he feels bad because Toner is just kind of out on an island. Toner can't find a partner. He's kind of wallowing. Toner's wife reaches out to Ink. Hey, he needs you back. He leaves the seat as commissioner, comes back, and they solve the biggest murder in the history of Detroit, because that's where season 5 took place. Great. It's not every season's in a different city. That's how Ink and Toner works.
You can get that on Adidas Plus. It's a new app.
Adidas Plus. JB Papa says
we still working on it.
Exactly.
We still working on it. We still work streaming rights. Yeah, we're sure. Yeah.
Freddie Airmill says Pelotoner. Yeah, that makes sense. That's what you should change your name to on Peloton.
Pelotoner.
There, right?
Pelotoner. If I was Toner, that would be pretty dope.
Vcoiro 83 says, y'all doing autograph merch or turnover awards merch, belts, chains, etc. All of that is in discussion. Believe you, at this tryout in Atlanta. I don't want to spoil anything. We're going for 3 hours. Okay, Ray and I will be hosting overtime again. Hopefully, I don't have to poop my pants like I did last time.
It's crazy.
Hype.
Hey,
it happens. Hey, well done, Ray. We're going to be bringing an award for the overtime, which Doncor Hardy, Ray's second in command, the under commish, would we call him?
He could be the assistant commish at some point.
Assistant commish.
He's the player personnel, director of player personnel.
Okay.
But Doncor is one of those guys that he's a player. He's in the perfect position. I knew one of my best friends, Dwayne Joseph, is the head scout for the Las Vegas Raiders, and reminds me of him. He's that type of guy. He gets the players. He has a really good relationship with them. Guys with concerns, with situations. I couldn't have a better second hand.
Dude, he crushes it. He's great with the players. He was a godsend to us in the last tryout in Orlando because I had no comms. I was supposed to have the comms to tell you the comms. You and I were just watching, and Doncor was kind of feeding us players, and it was without FCF, Vice Commish. He was much needed. He's great at what he does, and he's also an awesome dude. He's just like the coolest.
Yeah.
The other thing too in this tryout, so if you stick around for overtime, so the main broadcast will be from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern, and then from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern, we're gonna have the overtime, which is just a melee of action in one-on-one man-up drills, and there will be an award given to the MVP of the tryout, and most importantly of the overtime. So stick around for the overtime. Everybody loved it the last time, so let's get weird again. The other thing we need to talk about is, so during the tryout on Saturday, we're going to be featuring the 6 guys like we talked about that are going to be on the NBC LX program, Road to the FCF. Voting is live and will go all the way until until March the 3rd at 8:30 p.m. That's when the voting ends. Go to fcf.io, sign up for a team. It's on the app. You can vote for these players. Currently, we have 6 one-minute videos to show you guys of these guys. Colin Andrews, Malcolm Ballard, Joshua Canup, Tony Dixon, Keaston Fuller, and Antonio Turner.
Oh, yeah. Antonio and Canup. Yeah. Mark my word, guys. Check out Cano.
Yeah.
He was hurt a little bit. I think he was like
in Orlando.
Yeah, I think his hemi or something went down a little bit. But he was. I mean, I was waiting to see him. We had actually been talking over the week, and I seen some of his film. So, but check him out. He's gonna be. He might be a Stiller.
Yeah, I love it. The Coach Richie real quick says, what times are games starting on Saturday? 1 p.m. will be the first game, 1 p.m. Eastern. So Jacob, wait, before we go to the videos real quick, we should say Patrick Dees will be here for in a little bit. He's got some things going on. Jacob, you can throw up that graphic real quick if you want to. And it's at the bottom there. Voting ends for the broadcast on March 3rd, NBCLX, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So if you have NBCLX, make sure you check that out. It's pretty awesome. And these guys are on the bubble. You can vote for them. The top three stay. The top three get to go to training camp. The bottom three do not. And
And again, these are all guys that all the football ops have already vetted, so they're already players. It's just that it's one of those things like, man, which one do we take? Right. So you guys get to get put in that position. So it'll be awesome. I can't wait. Can't wait. So, we're gonna find out when you guys find out, which is so crazy.
Yes. So and they're gonna be in Atlanta at the tryout. Patrick Dees will be here in a little bit because we had a little bit of a kerfuffle, if you will, this week with voting on team logos and stuff. And Patrick Dees will be here to talk about that. We're also going to talk about the OG teams versus the Ballers Collective, our NFT collective. You can still buy Ballers. I have a few of them now. I'm very excited about them. Ray's got some awesome ones. I'm just going to keep buying them until the one I love shows up. Because I like mine, but I need that one that really speaks to me.
See, I was get one that that's me, which in so many ways, but I'm still buying them because I'm like, you know what? Maybe I get this one with that same guy or something, So
yes, yeah. It's like collecting the cards, right? I always wanted that Bo Jackson rated rookie Donruss, and I just kept opening packs of Donruss, like so many BJ Surhoffs and Chris Sabos, and then finally I got the Bo Jackson. And also, Jeff Canada is. Oh, there he is!
What's up? What is up? I told you I was just gonna come crashing in.
Boom!
Zero heads up, just like what's up? Boom, bitches.
Patrick, we waited for you to be here to hit the graphic of Jeff Canada. Jeff is actually joining us remote.
Oh, okay.
Hey Jacob, Jeff? Could you bring in Jeff Canada? Jeff and he's just a little bit colder than most of us. He's not Glacier Boys cold, but he's a little bit colder than normal. I'm going to keep biding time until Jeff shows up.
How cold was he? We're about to find out.
Like one of those freezers in your grandma's garage that has so much freezer burn around it, you got to knock it off with a hammer.
Dude, we've got some deep freezer stuff that's been there since the 40s. I'm pretty positive.
The freezer you open up and it hits your face with a giant whiff of just everything, all of the meats that have been in there for ages. I'm getting hit with some private chat. 1 sec, problem sharing.
Oh,
there we go.
Oh, good. Well, guys, I'm sorry I'm late. While he's finding that, I'm sorry I'm late. We got a million things going on. I don't know if you guys know, but it's 51 days.
51 days until season 2.
I keep Ray's heard me.
Jacob.
I yelled it, and I still was scared when Jacob played the crowd. I've been screaming that on every call today. It's just unbelievable. So,
and Dees has that Legends hoodie that we got when we did the live stream at Quavo's basketball game.
I did.
Infamous live stream that we never saw a dribble of basketball.
No, this is just for you. Oh, God damn it. Where's my hype? Anyway, I'll find it later.
Get your hype out. We also, Dees, we have a special guest here that you wanted to bring onto the show.
Yeah, let me tee that up a little bit because one of the reasons I wanted to jump on the call today. I wanted to see you guys and hang out and hang out with fans of the league, but specifically talk a little bit about the voting process. There was a little bit of upset kind of in the Discord this week around the voting of the logos and just how much fan control there actually is, and wanted to talk through the process and how it was how it was similar and how it was different from last time. And AJ Cause, super fan. He's in the fan council, incredible dude. He's an ambassador for the Bored Ape NFT Club. Legit dude, was kind of at the center of it. And I'll just say this, and let's bring AJ on. AJ submitted some logos, And so I want to talk a little bit about the process. Ultimately, they weren't selected, but I wanted to talk about it, why. And I was going to call him personally. We were going to chat, and I said, you know what? Let's do it on the show. Do it on the show. Like everything Fan Control, we just do it out in the open. So let's bring on AJ. AJ, welcome. Thank you for jumping in so fast.
Oh, he's on the set of Seinfeld.
Yeah, he is. Amazing.
Ray.
That's pretty awesome. That's great. I love that. Now, hey, I don't know what's going on, but I hope they don't hate you because I like you now, man. That's
everybody loves him. That's the problem.
So AJ, what's the deal with the logos? I mean, they're on the helmet, they're on the jersey. You wear them on your clothes.
So good. It's so good. Perfect. Honestly, I wasn't sure in real time if you had a background or that you legitimately like a super fan, because the green screen's real clean. I'm
good.
Oh my God, he definitely has a family in his basement. That's very scary.
Yeah. I mean, what's the deal with green screens? His is perfect. Ray sucks. What do you want to do?
I do it every week,
Please. Dude, thanks for jumping on like last second. Literally, it was like, I think 7 minutes ago. I'm like, you know what? Let's just talk on the show. Let's do this. We've been trying to find time over the last couple of days to talk a little bit about it. And I would love traditional FCF fashion. Again, fans decide every piece of this league. And so let's talk about what worked and what didn't work in some of the logo process. AJ, why don't you talk through what happened a little bit, starting with the fact that you're a board ape ambassador, but you know what? You're a talented dude, and you submitted logos for lots of teams. So talk to us a little bit about the logos you submitted, and then like what happened and why we're here.
And you have to do it in the Seinfeld voice.
Have to.
I'm gonna be real. I can't, so I'm not gonna embarrass myself with that.
It's self-aware. I wouldn't either.
If you want more Khal Drogo, I'll go grab the eyeliner and do all that.
Please.
Yes.
Anyway, so I'm in a weird position. I'm a huge fan, but I'm also an ambassador. So I see both sides of it. And the thing about this season I was super excited about was doing the logos. I didn't get to do it last year because I jumped on the Glacier Boys. Loved it. Loved everything about it. But I really wanted to be involved. So I did a bunch of logos. I'm part of the Knights community. I did one for them too. And I did 3 for the Apes. And throughout the fan vote, my Knights one and my Bored Apes one got first place. And then I'm going to preface all this by saying when I'm coming on here and talking to you guys, I'm taking off my fan hat and trying to come on as more an ambassador on behalf of the fans.
Yeah, no, totally. Both hats are valid. I genuinely want you to talk about it because this is league for fans by fans. So let's talk about what worked, because when doing a little bit of homework in the situation, I feel like we had a messaging thing that we could tweak, but I'll let you continue. Sorry.
Is it a different hat? Is one like a bowler and the other one perhaps a
fedora? Yes. Fedora.
I literally was thinking about that. I was like, I'll put my Bored Apes beanie on when I put the ambassador hat on and then take my Atlanta Braves hat off. But I just didn't feel like doing that.
You just give me cues and I'll do this for the audience. I'll just switch as we go. Just give me the cue, which one you're on. Anyway, sorry.
Okay.
Ray and I will do that with our toupees. Just like.
So it's kind of hard because both of my logos were number 1 in the fan vote the first week.
Did very well. Yes.
And Bored Apes. And then for some reason, Bored Apes, I got 2 of the top 5 logos, which is cool. So thank you to everybody that voted. I appreciate it. But now this is kind of where it comes in weird. I was a part of the owner vote, ambassador vote for it afterwards, and I saw both sides.
So let's reset that a little bit. So we have this first vote where anybody could submit, right? Everybody all right, let's ideate, let's figure it out. Everybody submits, and then that gets curated down to a group of about 20. Is that right? In that range, 20 that are the top 20, and then fans get an opportunity to vote about which ones they like from that group, right?
And I'm a little confused because my Glacier Boys logo from last year
hold on, Jenny, what happened to the Macuga Glacier Boy? I think there was an error. Jenny's saying there was a clerical error. She said maybe submit season 3. I don't know. We can talk.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
thanks.
Yeah, I got you.
Thank you so much.
So wait, but because I think the process is important. So keep me honest here, AJ, because last season I was very close to the vote process. This season, a little bit removed. I'm really focused on broadcast content and then some of the digital products. So I obviously see that it's happening. And so the wide one, everybody submitted. We said, hey, look, here's the top 20, right? Is that right?
I think
After that, we curated down.
It was like, here's all the ones that like we kind of narrowed down to that's okay. And you fans vote. And then there was like a top 5 within the first week of the fan vote that everybody knew about and they saw.
So to add a little context to that, so like the submissions have to clear legal. They've got to clear that they're not, they're not owned by anybody else. They're not infringing any other intellectual property. So there's a million things that go into that first cut. Then you got this 20 or so, and then for what it's worth, were badass. Like I voted for both of them. They're really killer logos. For your logos were in the top 2 or 3 for each logo, right?
I don't know what it come down to, like the very last one. Yeah, but
it was doing well.
Essentially they were at least 2 or 3 were in the top 3 for the Bored Apes. I know I had number 1 for KOD. Yeah, but after that first week of fan vote, we kind of narrowed it down to top 5, and then it went on to a owner vote. Is how it was presented to the chat.
So let me add some context there, if that's okay.
So
what we do, and we did it last season, and we're going to do it in the future, but I think there's an education process too, right? These ownership groups and these ambassadors, they need to be able to say which of the logos and names that they're comfortable with having. Fans are still going to determine the ultimate one, but I'll give you an example that I think is prescient here. So last season, Kind of Funny is an ownership group. Number 1 and number 2 submissions were the Milk Mommies for their name. And the second one was Colin Was Right. Now, Colin is an ex-member of Kind of Funny, and those are Colin fans writing in as a fuck you to Kind of Funny. Totally. Right. And that was number 1 and number 2. And so, of course, during the process, Greg is going to talk to his community and say, guys, we can't be either of those. Like, hey, Milk Mommies is funny. It's an inside joke, but no athlete's going to want to play for Milk Mommies. And if you're not in on the inside joke, it's a weird thing to be your first step. For the first time you ever see Kind of Funny, you're like, Milk Mommies. No, thank you. So they made the proper decision to nix those 2. And a similar thing went on here. And it wasn't so egregious, but you saw the ownership vote and said, look, here's kind of this curated fan top 10, 5, and owners voted on which ones they wanted to see. Is that accurate?
Exactly. And I totally understand that like the owners need to identify with the branding that they're representing. They need to like feel a connection to it. And that's a huge part in this decision for everything. Now, when the final votes came out this past week, a lot of fans were upset. I understand, and I tried to explain, guys, like this is the situation. But what ended up happening was of the top 5, only the last place, 5th place that, all the fans could see made it to the final round of voting. And a lot of fans were upset. There was a lot of, hashtags going around, people saying, burn
owner control football. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. There's a lot of things going on. And it was hard for me to be like, hey guys, like we got to understand, like, look, they're looking for branding. This isn't all about fan control. But at the same time, like, it's hard for me to also be like, well, it was my logos and I'm totally. At the same time, it was one of those things where just like, I wanted to make sure that the fans understood everything in like an open aspect and knows the decision making behind the scenes. Because I feel like there was a lot of people getting, a little angry, thinking that there was like collusion going on or like, hidden votes. But I, at the end of the day, I just wanted to make sure that like, everybody understood the process, understood what was going on, and made sure that like, it was clear. And that's pretty much it.
So real quick, our buddy Andrew, aka TGP, the good part, we just need to flip the order. Ownership vote needs to happen before the fan 5. Just an order mix up. Is that an idea?
I think that's a great idea.
That was our takeaway. Again, this is so cool, and like TGP is bang on, and that was our takeaway too. Is like, look, we need to get that vote first, and say, look here, and that's how we did it. I think last season was they took that vote, and then here's the 5 or 8 or 10 I think it was probably 10 that we're okay with. Sick. It's so sick.
It's sick. But, these were the ones we were looking at a couple weeks ago.
Yes,
together.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And I understand where the where the fervor comes from. I understand where the passion comes from. We are fan-controlled football, and that's why we talk about this. We just don't send out a league memo and say, this is what it is. Sorry, right? Like, unfortunately, this is the kind of what is happening, and we're here to talk you guys through it. And it's cool that the designer, also a league ambassador and everything, is here to kind of talk about it because, yes, this deserves to be talked about. This is why we have the open forum. This is why the chat exists. This is why we are where we are. USFL isn't doing this. XFL, NFL isn't doing this. FCF is.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. So, and that was our look. I mean, we were open last season about all of this is a work in process. We really want to get this right. We want fans to, again, every opportunity, Ray will tell you, and Josh now, who's a full-time member of FCF, every fucking meeting, somebody goes, yo, why are we even talking about this? This should be fan decision. And I think every turn we try and give more, not less, control to the fans. And I think that's right. It was a process thing and a messaging thing that I don't think we nailed around when and why owners vote. And I think we should have even said that. Look, do you know how many copyrighted logos were submitted? Like hundreds.
Yep.
Just like that's an education process. And I think at some point, whether it's this show or other shows, we should show ones that were submitted or even go through some of the names that we just legally can't have. I'll tell you, from the Screaming Eagles, one of the names we got was the Waterboard Hillarys, which will probably never be a name that we're going to. But do you know what I mean? Wild stuff that I think if fans got to peek into.
Stormin' Mormons.
Stormin' Mormons was, dude. Number three. Still, honestly, I'd be rocking that right now.
Coach Richie in the chat asks, "Is it wording? Can we get feedback on why they weren't selected?"
Yeah,
I can.
Go ahead.
I kind of got some feedback.
Sure.
Essentially, it was more the owners for the Bored Apes were more interested in having the football aspect displayed more prominently. So if you guys can notice, all the logos that are in it in the finals all say Bored Ape or BAFC in some fashion. Yep. I went a different route. I thought that to leave the font up to the guys because it said that they were going to do some design changes, and that ultimately was not what they were looking for. So, they went the way they went, and you guys, at the end of the day, the owners need it. Like I said, they need to identify with the team that they're backing, and I'm not upset, guys. This is me being like, hey, I want you guys to know everything in the background. I didn't know what I could and couldn't say in general to make everybody cool. So I just wanted you guys to know, from my side, I'm not upset. Thank you for the love. I appreciate it. We don't need to burn the league down, guys.
But that's what I love, man. The people rallied to you. Honestly, that's the type of community that we want, guys. Yes. I was thrilled that people are like, "Yo, he's one of us. Let's go." I genuinely people were worried I was going to be upset too, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" I love AJ, but also just haven't seen the camaraderie from people was great. It was great.
Rock Chalk has a pretty solid idea here, and that's shocking from Rock Chalk. No, I'm kidding. Rock Chalk's solid, dude. I'm
Classic Rock Chalk.
Next time, have the owners provide parameters. That's not a bad idea. A couple of little notes, Dees. I'm saying hey, on the logo, we'd like to have it football themed. We'd like to have maybe this kind of message in it.
Great idea.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think a lot of it. Yeah, I think a lot of it is they don't know what they want until they start seeing things. But you're not wrong to say because I think the other reason we haven't gone that route, but it's a killer idea, is we don't want to stifle creativity, right? I saw things that were done by 4-year-olds in crayon. It was awesome, and ultimately they weren't chosen. But if we put too much bracket too much, then I think we get a lot of same stuff. So we tried not to, but I think that there's a balance there, right?
And first player token says it best. Yeah, just let the fans know what they're looking for. I think just that, again, a general direction helps a lot of people. Because if somebody says, hey, make me a cake, right? And you're just like, what do you like? I like everything. Well, shit. Yeah, right? And then, it's not, it doesn't help. But, to AJ's point and all that kind of stuff, what he did was what he envisioned, right? So stifling that creativity also, it does hurt the creative soul just a touch. But had he had a little bit of direction, I guarantee you he probably would have added a little bit of football in there, and we might be talking a little bit different. That's all. Yeah. And that can be improved down the line. I mean, listen, okay? Elaine, George, me. We went out. We went to Mendy's. He said he wanted a meal. I got the soup. That wasn't a meal. So,
Yeah. I love that though. I don't think it stifles creativity like you're saying, because it's almost like, and you know this, Josh, being if you're auditioning for something, they give you some lines. They're just directing you to put you in the right place. They already know you're creative. But what do you do with that direction? So
right.
It's just like, give me the 3 stones and let me build what I build from this shit. And I think I love that idea. I think you're right.
Goindians in chat says, so 1, owners parameters, 2, broad creative submissions, 3, owners narrowed down to final few submissions they would be happy with all of them, 4, fans choose out of final 2 or 3. Okay, so that's like, I mean,
it's great. It's great.
Sure.
It's exactly the type of feedback that this league is built on. We're going to keep iterating. Season 20, there's going to be something like, oh, we got to tweak something. Like, that's the point of this league. And so, it's a work in process that fans get to help determine the process too. Info Arcade says, that's actually a spot on impression. And I'm going to say, no, it was not.
It is so far from spot on.
Disagree with you.
Hard disagree. G. Marshalik in chat, that's my cousin whose apartment I'm currently broadcasting from, says, AJ gets a logo in season 3. Yes, minus 150. No, plus 110. I'm hammering yes. So
amen.
Yeah. And just like a cousin of in my family, it's all about gambling, Dees, as you know.
Yeah, not shocked. Well, so AJ, did you have any other? I mean, look, first of all, thank you for being here. I know, like, we were going to talk privately, and I'm like, fuck it, let's just do it publicly. Thank you for being. I know you're great. Thank you for being here. Is there anything else that you want to say, kind of, to the community about this, or kind of the process going forward, or what you want the community to know from an ambassador perspective?
Yeah, guys, I wouldn't be an ambassador and I wouldn't be a part of this league if it wasn't transparent. It wasn't going by for the fans, power to the fans, by the fans, all that. Like, I wouldn't be here and touting that line as much as I do if I don't believe it. So at the end of the day, like, thank you again. I see you guys put in, justice for Ka, all that. Thank you guys. But I am
so good.
Genuinely not upset. I talked to Jersey. We have something cool, like my idea for using that ETH to go back to the team. We're still going to figure out a way to get it done. So I'm happy. We're going to have some fun things for the Apes. And yeah, guys, go BAFC. That's all I got to say.
BAFC.
Love it.
AJ, thank you, man.
Yeah, thanks for being here, brother.
Guys.
You're the best.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
As we say,
But,
no, I don't know. GWR_NFT says, people that bought in on Republic are owners or not?
They are owners, correct.
Correct.
So that's actual equity. You are an owner.
Correct.
The number of LinkedIn things that I've seen over the past 2 years that say owner of Wild Aces, it's the best. It's like literally under LinkedIn. It's the best. Yeah. Info Arcade says, thank you, Patrick and executives, for looking at this. I want to thank you guys. The number of emails I got where people sent me detailed, this happened, then this happened, and we need to fix it. But it was the most constructive comments. You know what I mean? Like, I think again, we talk about this a lot. The internet is a cesspool. I'm so thrilled with our community. It's a bunch of people who want to elevate this. And they took time out of their day and wrote me like a 3-page email, be like, yo, I love this league so much. We got to fix this. And it just, I love this community. I love it so much. I can't wait to scale it. You wait till we're playing. The whole eyes of the world are going to be on this league, and these people were here first.
Ray,
LFG, Info Arcade.
LFG. Ray changed his background to what looks like a frat party at Penn State.
I'm in Indiana now. I'm in Indiana.
Oh, yeah.
No,
you pedaled all the way to Indiana?
Yeah, I'm that fast already.
Yo, dude, are you in Georgia right now?
No, I'm in Indiana.
That's right. My bad. I don't know where anybody is. Our team right now is so dispersed. Like, I get on Zooms with people all day, and I'm like, what state?
Oh, no, Dees. I'm biking. I'm actually biking from Chicago to Atlanta right now.
Wouldn't put it past you.
He's got a green screen behind him, Dees. Goindians says, so when is the big reveal? I may have submitted one of the final designs. I believe early next week. I was told on a Zoom call today.
I think that's right.
Next week. Yeah.
I think that's right.
And I will say on that one of those Zoom calls today, there was like 4 or 5 people that look like the same hotel room. So get used to that in the season.
Yeah, that's coming.
Okay, so Dees, you
Josh, I can't wait to see you at the ice machine.
Oh my God! Can you believe this, dude? Can you believe we're playing football soon, boys?
In a few weeks.
Shit.
And don't you worry, I've packed a lot of clothes because I'm currently in the middle of a move as well as heading to Atlanta. And don't worry, the pool blazer, aka the pool tuxedo, will be making appearances in Atlanta. Don't you worry.
Come on.
Info Arcade says, FGF Josh, question for you. What is the status of Fctv and the pitch room? I had a very long conversation yesterday with our man, Celso Porto, aka JMPTV. And I have all of the pitches. I am working on it. We have so much going on backstage, and I don't want to launch the pitch room without all of the things in place to make the pitch room perfect, right? And it's not far off.
It's coming.
I will be getting back to all of the people that sent me pitches this upcoming week. Now that tryouts are over and we have a little bit of breathing room before the season, now I can start focusing on in-season content. Not that I haven't been focusing a butt ton of effort on there, but there's a lot of stuff that has to go into this as well. And we want to make sure that when we launch it, that it looks amazing and that we have graphics and that we have segments and we have the right people available to do the show. And so I thank all of you for your submissions and for the Fctv thing. And listen, if you don't get greenlit for a full show on Fctv, that doesn't mean that we wouldn't take sound clips, short videos to put in shows. So think of terms like that. Think of short sketches you can do, cool fan stuff you can do. I mean, look at Matt Batson. Look at Matt Batson. That's how he got hired. Yeah.
You remember back in the day, that's when The Simpsons and Family Guy.
Yes.
That's how that shit started, by doing like 1 minute clips or 2 minute clips of videos. Like, do that. Like, if you are anime, all that stuff. Like, that's what we're looking for. That's awesome.
Yep.
I love it.
Yep. So all of that is coming in. Dees has to leave here relatively soon, I believe. But we want to get to some. You got 10. We want to do some Q&A with some of the fans, and I know Jacob's got some questions backstage. Anything you guys want to ask Patrick Dees? Because listen, I think that there is a bit of like feeling of being left behind from the OG team owners, the OG, the Wild Aces and the Glacier Boys and the Zappers and the Beasts. And we're focusing all of our attention on the Ballers Collective, right? Bored Apes and Gutter Cats, aka the Kingpins now, and Knights of D-Gen and all that kind of stuff. And we feel, and a lot of fans feel like we're leaving those OG teams in the dust. And that is not the case. We are actually creating a beautiful rivalry. And the fact that we released all of the Ballers Collective NFTs was to keep all of the fans in control. It is fan-controlled football. And Dees, I will let you kind of take a little bit of the language from there, and then we can do some Q&A.
Well, so specifically around, the NFTs, look, we say it all the time. We've always been by the fan, for the fan. And that can be a challenge when you're in an organization that's totally dependent on corporate partners and sponsors and investors. And we're so appreciative of the ones that we have. A big component of the NFT for us is to be able to maintain the freedom that actually allows us to actually let our fans call plays, call the shots. And so what we're doing, I mean, we heard repeatedly that, NFTs were a cash grab. And the reality is we just had a huge, a capital raise. So it wasn't that, but we are trying to demonstrate a way to generate revenue from fans directly in a way that we don't feel like we're ripping them off for some stupidly expensive seats or parking or $18 beers or having to charge them to watch the games. So yes, it's a different type of experience. There will always be a free to play thing, but yes, it's a way that we saw a vehicle. Not only is it bleeding edge technology, there's no way we're going to look at this bleeding edge technology and go, nah, not our jam. We're the opposite of that. We are not the NFL. We are not all these other old school leagues that really shied away from that cutting edge. We are leaning in and embracing it. We know that it won't be perfect, but we'd rather be really at the bleeding edge, at the forefront, make some mistakes along the way, than to be one of those dinosaur leagues that were left behind because they were too stubborn or too stupid to see the future. So that's a big part of the why. And we're learning as we go here, but it allows fans to have some control and have, a stake in a team, because we are limited about how much equity that fans are able to buy. This is a way that we can enable those diehard fans who can't necessarily afford the ability otherwise. They allows them to have the ability to buy something that gives them meaningful control and access and the freedom to either hold that or sell it at any time. And so to me, those things that, really exciting place to be as a league. Are we leaving those teams behind? Absolutely not. Are we intentionally creating a rivalry? You're goddamn right we are.
Yes.
Right? Yes. These are two divisions that will be battling and jawing and trash talking the entire time. And I couldn't be more excited about it. Yes, we're still a small company. And so a lot of our marketing effort and forward-facing stuff has been around the NFTs. Why? Because it's new. And we need to raise some awareness about it so that we get out there. But now, I think going forward, you're going to see a real balanced league of, look, we've got these two divisions, these two conferences. We're going to pit them against each other. We're going to encourage trash talking, and we're going to go. So it's a little bit of context around why we introduced NFTs in the first place, because we get asked that a lot, and would love to kind of field questions about that. My hope is that, all of these cool communities came together, big sports fans, gamers. We're excited last season came together. We're excited to add Web3 enthusiasts and, artistic and musical leaning folks to this and have them have a seat at the table, because the differences in opinion and community coming together and playing football are, to me, what makes this league truly exciting. And I hope people, that are watching the show will embrace these, these communities, welcome them here, because there's plenty of space around the table. And I think it's really going to be exciting to see which style will win on any given Saturday.
Yeah. And I think, what we've been trying to do since day one, and Dees and I had drinks 4.5 years ago talking about this, right? And one of the things we brought up at that first drinks was, how do you create rivalries within the league?
Yeah,
right.
It's true.
You only got 4 teams in season 1. So how do we create the rivalries? Now we've accidentally and almost on purpose, it was one of those accidental mistakes that worked, is we created the new 4 teams funded and run by the Ballers Collective and the NFTs. And guess what? If you're a fan of the OG teams, you can still buy the Ballers. It doesn't mean you have to trade. Yeah. You don't have to trade your allegiance from the Glacier Boys or the Beasts. You can still be a giant fan of the OG teams and still want to invest in something that will appreciate, and you can trade. It's an amazing baseball card. It's an amazing image. You're a part of this league now forever, right?
Yep.
But we created this amazing rivalry accidentally on purpose, and now we've got it. And now the owners are getting upset. Now the owners are like, wait, we were here in season 1. We won a People's Championship. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Right? Guess what? We're not doing anything. The league is still here. Now you just have a place to prove it.
That's right.
So if you're a fan of the OG team and you want to keep calling plays for your OG team to win, if you think you're more knowledgeable and you're a Bored Ape, or you're a Kingpin, or you're a Knights of DJ, and you think you're better at calling plays, come call plays. Mm-hmm. That's what this league is all about. We got a couple more questions real quick.
A lot of questions, Dees.
Yeah. When will tickets go on sale?
I saw that announcement coming soon. We're finalizing the details around both the suites and kind of what those experiences will be. So I would imagine in the next 2 to 3 weeks, there'll be information about it with a week lead time, and then they'll go on sale.
I guess same response for when does the schedule come out would kind of be the same thing.
I think that's right. We're finalizing that as well, again, with the intention that we have these be divisions. And so we're organizing the schedule by kind of divisions. And ideally, we would see an NF team versus an OG team in the final and in the People's Championship this year. And I think, anyway, so that's what we're and a lot of that, again, just to give too much information, but a lot of that is we're trying to schedule around when owners can physically be there, right? Obviously we want ownership groups to be there, so all of those pieces are in play when we're putting the schedule together, but soon.
And then a status on the Wild Aces redesign.
Also, we'll have news on that, I would imagine, by Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. I think the day is Tuesday, so a lot more information about the Aces and that future there.
Okay.
Peanut also asks a little bit about the metaverse, and I've seen you ask this a couple of questions, so wanted to talk a little bit about it. He says, could we get a virtual version of FCF where anybody can play in the metaverse? I'm thinking of people with special needs that want to play pro sports. So technically, yes, we are looking at a lot of metaverse concepts where you'll be able to enjoy the games. But we're creating a video game where you will be able to play a version of FCF against other people. You've asked this a couple of times, and I just want to understand. I don't think there is a version where you'll be able to actually play professional football necessarily, but you can play a facsimile by playing the video game, enjoying this in the metaverse. Again, we're looking at 3D rigging the ballers. So you'll be able to literally walk around in a 3D space with your baller, go to the locker room. We had some incredible calls yesterday about what would be the FCF viewing experience inside the metaverse. So a lot there is coming, but I don't just candidly foresee a way that you'll be able to play professional football.
Any benefit for OG fans with the ballers other than IRL utility?
I mean, ideally we drive value to this, and so that as you hold it, it will continue to appreciate. But most of that so obviously it's yours to buy and sell as you please. But the most of that utility is going to be IRL and in the video game. So as you've got certain traits on that, you'll be able to play, and it'll be a play to earn game where you can actually earn additional traits and have a baller actually progress. So your individual baller will level up too, and that'll be across our entire ecosystem. Dude, I can't wait for people to see how this is going to all tie together, because like all these, the metaverse piece and then the video game piece and football and then other sports, and it's all going to live in one cohesive whole. And what you guys saw last year, we called it 1.0 for a reason. It was the first draft. It's a work in progress, but we're really building to something that I think is going to be really cool and fun for, we talked a little bit about it, for people from all kind of different types of communities to be a part of it. So can't wait for people to see this stuff.
I will let Patrick go on this one. We talked last week. We were fortunate enough to all be together and talk about content and building the content. I will say Ray's name was brought up a bunch because we were kind of bummed that Ray was not there, right? Ray's a busy guy, but the amount of content being discussed with the baller and with the Ballers Collective and what we're going to give you the ability to do with your baller it's my, because listen, a lot of the misconceptions, I guess, or the no, I don't want to say hatred, but like there's fervor when it comes to NFTs.
It's
like,
divisive.
Divisive.
Yeah,
Thank you.
1,000,000%.
Divisive. There you go. Right. It's divisive. I couldn't get the word out there. Good work, Josh. Is that they don't, what are you doing with it? What do you get from it? Well, you get community. You get something that you want, right? But we are offering something really amazing, and down the line, the amazing things that come along with the baller. Yeah, you might be able to trade things, you can sell, you can do whatever you want. But listen, there is going to be a finite amount of ballers, at least for this season 2.0. So get your hands on them, because what we're going to do with the content and provide you with the content is awesome. It is
hold
awesome.
up, guys. Hold up, guys. Bones, what's up? Let me call you back, bro. Okay.
I thought he was faking a phone call, like I was talking to Deborah about your thing.
It was Bones. It was Bones. Y'all remember Bones?
Of course.
Bones Bagante. Come on.
Yes. First player tokens in the chat said a lot of people think that NFTs are basically just paying for a JPEG. And look, yes, but digital ownership and scarcity is the future of the internet. Yeah. Right? Just in the same way, look, I can take a picture of a Lamborghini, but that doesn't mean I have a Lamborghini. Sure, you can pay for it. So and this is still in its infancy. Look, you think about the internet, right? So when the internet was being conceived, it was peer-to-peer communication. Nobody envisioned Netflix.
Right.
That wasn't, you know what I mean? Like that application just didn't. And you think about where blockchain is going and digital ownership and scarcity and like owning the value that you give to a community is the future of the internet. And that's not us saying that. I think that is where the world is going. And so, yeah, I do laugh at that fact, the right click save as folks, but
yeah. And dude, as somebody that gave away my content for free for, I don't know how long, on YouTube or whatever, podcast, everything, like you could support the show via Patreon, but you didn't have to support the show. Had NFTs been around 12 years ago, I might be in a different place where, hey, like, the first 5,000 people get access to this podcast and that's it. Right.
Yeah.
Make scarcity of it. It would help a lot of internet creators actually, not to have to sell their farts in bottles or bathe live on Twitch,
And not to hone on this, but like Makina that does Stitch stuff, like,
yes,
how dope would that be if if there was NFTs back then, she'd probably be making tons of shit. Like, that's the opportunities that we're trying to tie in from when we say IRL and URL, like trying to tie in real life actions and benefits from what all we're doing. So
Man, I will tell you what too is I can't wait for high stakes cross stitch with McKenna when she finally makes it to Atlanta, and we put those things up on the auction block. I mean, it's so good. It's so good.
Look how great Kanata is.
Yeah, I know. I know.
He loves it.
Hey, I don't know if we have a live, before we let Patrick go, do we have a live update from Jeff Kanata? Do we have a live update?
Oh, yeah. Let's see how's he doing?
Jacob, do you have Jeff live? I believe you have Jeff live. Can you throw Jeff live onto the show? Oh, here he is. Oh, hey, Jeff. How's life there on the mountain with your helmet and a guaranteed vest under that jacket? How's it going there, Jeff?
Oh, I'm doing real good. I've got this beautiful baritone voice. 2 N's, 1 T. You can buy the shirt on my merch store.
Oh, thanks, Jeff. Enjoy your ski. Pat, did you have any questions for Jeff?
No, I think he's not. I'm getting weird static when he's talking. I can't hear him over all of the sub-zero temperatures he's dealing with. So I'll let him go enjoy.
He's kind of frozen up there in more ways than one. Oh, buzzing! Jeff Kanata, Patrick Dees, I know you're busy, dude.
Gotta go.
Gotta go. We'll see you this weekend in Atlanta, 11 a.m. Eastern time. Our final tryout for FCF. We're featuring quarterbacks, wide receiver, defensive backs, the NBC LX6, as we're calling it, the L6. I don't know. I'm working on a title here.
Not bad. We'll punch it up. We'll workshop it. Fans, thank you so much. It was so good to chat with you, Ray. Josh, we'll see you guys in a couple days. Bye, guys.
Yeah, man.
Thanks,
all
bud.
right, brother.
All right, Ink and Toner back at you, coming straight at you. We have a guest backstage. We mentioned him earlier in the show. We're a little hungry for the season, Ray, as we head into Tyson's Anytizers Hungry for the Season. We got a little highlight clip of our guest, the one, the only, Kyle Goodby. Jacob, take it away.
My name is Kyle Goodby. I'm from East Baltimore, Maryland, and the position I play is linebacker, outside linebacker, safety. It doesn't matter, athlete. Yeah, so football meant everything to me. It's something that really weighs on my heart. I love it. My journey has been a lot of up and down battles, but I'm finally where I think I should be. What drives me is I was always growing up, heard you can't. Everything I did, I got it from really putting my head down and grinding, surrounding myself with good people and putting yourself out there. I want people to understand that even though you come from a bad place, does not mean that you're going to be a bad person. This is not a game of physicality, it's a game of mentality. You can be as great as you want to be off the field as a physical athlete, but the main thing on this, playing this football, playing this, being in front of cameras, being in front of people, is mentality. So I got to put myself in that mental mind state like, hey, look, you got this. You trained this all your life, it's another day in the office. What makes me hungry for the season? Probably Tyson's chicken. But no, in all seriousness, what's making me hungry for the season, the fact that I got this opportunity. I can promise you, and you heard it here from the bot himself, that everything is locked down on this side of the ball.
Kyle Goodby. He's got that chant name. He's got that good chant name. You're muted. Kyle, you're muted. There he is.
How y'all doing?
Oh, good. Dude. Ray, he's one of your fraternity brothers, is he not?
Of course, he's a good friend of mine. I saw that when we were there, and I love to I love to see the young brothers. I love to see them with their energy, their excitement, and I had a chance to coach them a little bit, and that's what it's really all about, man. And just like hearing him and seeing him and watching him, absorb all that coaching right then and right there was like I got to work with him. I got to have him a part of my team. So excited to have you here with us.
No, thank you both for even giving me the opportunity to be here, man. It means a lot.
Kyle, I got to apologize to you because I think I called you Kyle Digby the entire day on Saturday.
Yeah.
The entire day during the show, I was like, Kyle Digby, really going for it. Nobody corrected me.
So the funny thing is, I showed my dad actually the Twitch stream. So after it was over and everything like that, I was trying to find it. I was searching around for it for a while. Showed my dad. My dad called me. He was like, "Who's Digby?" we've heard Godby, we've heard Goodby, we've heard Dean, never Goodby. It's even when I play Madden, I can't even find my own name on there. It's literally good and then BEE. It's two good words. I don't understand. But
Man, tell Pops we apologize. Tell Pops we
dude, I can't tell you how sorry I am about that one. But I will tell you what, man, it was awesome to be on the field with you in Orlando. Tell us about like your mentality in the tryout, how you felt it went, all that kind of stuff, and talk about your mentality in defense.
Okay. Well, first of all, like I said, thank you again for having me on here.
Yeah, of course.
My mentality when I started there, I'm gonna keep it real. I was telling my friend there, because actually one of my friends came, the DB Darren. We went in, as soon as we walked inside, I'm seeing guys warm up and stuff like that, and I see guys. Of course, everyone comes there. Everyone comes to the trial with their old school stuff on. So I see kids from Alabama Crimson Tide, Clemson, South Carolina, top tier schools, Big Ten schools, and I'm like, I come there. Of course, I'm happy. Of course, I'm gonna rep my Omega Psi Phi, but Youngstown State book bag and everything, and I'm like,
dude. But
I walked up to this one guy. He had on a whole Chicago's Bears thing on. I was like, hey,
that was Ray.
Yeah, he was like, man, back in the day. I said, back in the day, you act like that's not Chicago Bears. Like that's real life stuff. So my first initial mentality when I got there was like, wow, I'm pumped, but I was kind of nervous. Then I got to meet people like Commish and you and head of the strength and conditioning coach. And they talked to me, one-on-one just soon before we started. It was like, hey, good luck out there. Remember, it's just another day in the office. And before I got down there, my trainer that I have, Club 7 training, he said to me, bro, it's a mentality thing. Go down there with the right mentality, you're going to win the day. So I went down there, and it started with the broad jump. We got to the broad jump after actually, let's back it up. It started in the warm-ups. I saw cats in there. I'm like, bro, it's just a warm-up. Like I thought I was tripping. I was like, maybe I'm not in shape or something like that. But when I started to warm up, the warm-up was cool. I was doing the thing I had to get done. I'm looking at other cats, leaned over, stuff like that. And I said, I guess you guys just weren't prepared for this moment. That's right. So it kind of got my nerves kind of like, okay, I'm good now. And then we did the broad jump. And I'll never forget, my trainer said, to make an NFL, you got to get a 10 and in. He said, jump a 10, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be in. So I did my broad jump. I can't remember. I think it was like a 9-1. And in my mind, I'm like, that's just not enough. And then somebody else went after me, and they were like I can't remember the order it was in, but somebody else went after me. They jumped like maybe a 6. And he walked up to me afterwards. He's like, bro, you just jumped so far. And I was like, I'm looking at him like, okay, once again, the expectations that I have for myself versus what I'm seeing in reality, I'm like, okay, I must either be doing what I was supposed to be doing for these past few years, past couple months, or I don't know. So the compliments that I've been getting and everything like that, it made me feel really, really good. And then we went to the actual one-on-one drills, stuff like that, actually seeing people's craft. The big name schools, stuff like that mean really nothing if you don't have the craft for it. Dude. So once we got into actual drills, stuff like that, I was like, yeah, I feel pretty good.
Listen, Youngstown, Ohio, Ray, here's your drop. Youngstown, Ohio is not far from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, okay? I've been through Youngstown, Ohio. And Jim Tressel won a national championship at Youngstown State, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
The then Ohio State coach. I can't stand Ohio State. I went to Penn State. But Youngstown State is it's nothing to shake a stick at, Kyle.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a program in Youngstown, Ohio. And let me tell you, steel sharpens steel in Youngstown, Ohio. Iron sharpens iron. Okay,
I say that all the time, and I love what you said. Where, man, I was ready for the opportunity, and I say that all the time, man. If you're ready, you ain't got to go get ready. A lot of motherfuckers, they not ready.
Right.
When their opportunity is there, staring them in the face, and they like, oh well, this happened or that happened. No, you wasn't ready. And you didn't even know this opportunity was coming, so you wasn't even trying to get ready. So that's the little stuff that we pick up. Everybody. There were some of the fans over there. We're all, when I say all of us, the entire production is evaluating.
Right.
They're evaluating you on how you speak, on how you talk, how you walk, how you play, because we're looking for the right players. And that's what I love. What I saw with you was just like, man, every place that you went, you made a little service where guys were coming up like, hey, check out 31, 31, check them out. And that's the type of player that we want. That is coachable, but everybody can see something in you. So, yeah, I love it, man.
Kyle, why did they call you the bot?
The bot. Oh, man. So, once again, I play Madden with my friends all the time. Yeah. And because I get so excited and so hyped sometimes, I'll start to stutter sometimes. So they'll be like, bro, like you got a malfunction, like you need to be rebooted or something like that. And after that, one of my friends, his name is Larry, he was like, we're gonna start calling you the bot. And then ever since then, it's stuck since then. So everybody's been calling me the bot in my friend group. And I was like, you know what? I heard that in FCF you can make your own name. Why not become the bot?
The bot.
Let's go and get it. Let's go get it signed and start it up.
Coach Richie in the chat said, "Can anyone create a Batman logo but a Botman logo?" I like that.
Yeah, you gotta have a big, nice little robot. Like that.
G. Marshalik in the chat. Kyle, over under interceptions on the season 2.5. Juice the over. Also probably worth taking a flyer on Defensive Player of the Year plus 7,500. I love it.
I like
love
that.
it.
I like that.
He likes it. Kyle, we're doing a ton of content in the season with players and fans and all that stuff. I want to talk to you more, dude, because I think you're a super talented guy, super personable guy. I think you got a lot of you got a lot of juice on you, man. And I can't wait to see what you do in the season. And we're just listen, man. When we go to these tryouts, yes, we're looking for athletes. We're looking for amazing people as well. And you show that on the field. Ray came up to me. I don't know. You probably didn't catch this, but after you made an amazing defensive play, Ray came up to me, had this big shit-eating grin on his face, right? Just like when you try a Tyson's Anytizer. And he's like, he's coachable. He's coachable. He had this it was just awesome. He was the happiest I saw him the entire tryout. So you did that, Kyle.
Thank you. I think that's one of the things that I tell a lot of athletes, especially I coached high school football and high school track before. I tell them all the time, like, hey, even if you're not the best, if you're coachable, people can work with you.
Come on now, say it again. That's written in the Bible somewhere. That's like an Ephesians or something.
It's gotta be in that.
It's gotta be in the Bible.
Listen, you can coach players, and guess what, Ray? You can coach chicken. You can coach a Tyson Anytizer. You can take a bunch of Anytizers. You can put them all in a bowl together, add some different sauces, coach them up a little bit, and then before you know it, you made an Anytizer platter. Kyle getting hungry this season. We're getting hungry for the season. Just eating it. The bot, put him in the game. Beep, bop, beep, bop, beep, bop. Put the bot in the game. There he is. There he is, Ray. Kyle Goodby, I promise to never call you Kyle Digby again. And again, apologize to your dad. Dude, you're a madman. We can't wait to see the bot on the field. Ray, you got anything before we let Kyle go?
You know what I got for him.
Bro. Good bros.
Can't wait to see, brother.
Hey,
good luck, man.
Can't wait to see
Kyle Goodby. Thank you, brother. It was awesome.
1 day's in counting.
Here you go. Kyle Goodby, dude, we're just creating an awesome league, and now Ray's in Atlanta. He made it.
Woo! Finally got here. I'm gonna make that meet. Hey, I'm gonna make that production, man.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Tomorrow night, big production meeting. Saturday, huge day. Again, live in Atlanta, 11 a.m. Eastern on DAZN, NBCLX, twitch.tv/FCF, where you're watching right now, twitch.tv/FCF. If you have friends that are on Twitch or don't watch or are jonesing for football, now that the No Fun League is over, tell them to join the All Fun League. We start games April 16th in how many days, Jacob? Sometimes I feel bad for putting Jacob on the spot. He's ready. I'll tell you what Jacob is ready for, and I teased them earlier. But Thursday night, March 3rd at 8:30 p.m., vote ends for our Road to FCF players. There are 6 of them. We have 6 one-minute videos that we shot. NBCLX put these together. We can't wait to be on NBCLX and Peacock in season version 2.0 for Fan Control Football. We got some amazing content we're shooting not only during the tryout, but with these guys. And we are going to focus on these 6 guys for about 25 minutes of the broadcast on Saturday. So let's get to know them real quick. Jacob, let's play all 6 videos, and then Ray and I can talk about them. Again, if you guys want to drop names of the show in the chat, go ahead, and we'll have that vote in about 5 minutes. We're going to start here with Colin Andrews.
Colin, yeah.
I'm from San Diego, California. I focus on the details, and what comes in between that is intensity. It's competition. It's a battle. Fans should vote for me because I'm going to be consistent with that.
Big dude. He went up a couple of times and made me like
athlete of all.
He was at the LA tryout.
I kind of like donuts. Donuts on the side after you get a good meal. Saying a lot because it ties into California too. Because I remember me and my friends going and playing And we used to wear the Chuck Taylors the same way, and we would play Sandlot at an empty old baseball field. The first album I purchased was actually What Love Has, and I got it on vinyl over there. It's by Smokey Robinson.
Dude, that's old school. A Smokey Robinson album? Come on. Chinooka. All right, so there is Colin Andrews.
Yeah,
He's
I like
one of the
Colin,
first.
man. Colin was a player, man.
Malcolm Ballard was also at the LA tryout. Sir Gump.
I'm gonna tell you now. I'm still kind of confused why he wanted a 6, because this dude gonna be a baller right here. I'm gonna tell you.
My name is Malcolm Ballard, and I'm from Riverside, California.
Riverside. There's no rivers in Riverside, just so you know. Right. There isn't.
I'm fun. I'm entertaining. I'm exciting, explosive.
Oh, I love that.
My style of play and my character and just the way I carry myself.
You can see Sir Gump on the back of a jersey, can't you, right?
Man, come on, man.
4'4", 40.
Run, Forrest, run. Come on, man.
Woo! Did you see him run that boy? Woo! That was something.
Great answer.
Bo
Great
Jackson.
answer.
Bo Jackson. Did you hear that one? Bo Jackson.
Man, I'm going to have to go with the Sandlot on this one.
Good answer.
I like Sandlot. I would choose Sandlot. I like.
I tell DBs all the time. I tell DBs all the time, you're gonna slip, you're gonna fall. Who's gonna be the next one? We do a drill just like that. So guys, to see if you pop up and make that play.
Get through the ball. Get through the ball. He was a stud in LA. He was one of the guys that definitely stood out. All right, so Joshua Canup was in Orlando. Got a chance to talk to him, and I'll tell you where Joshua Canup really kind of showed up. Was in the overtime. He showed up in the overtime.
He did, because Josh had a hammy, man, and he went out on the 40. And again, it goes like I say, guys are comparing these guys to NFL guys. NFL guys got thousands and thousands of dollars to work on your 40-yard dash. He come out there running full speed 40. He pulled up early. He didn't do any other drills, but I knew me and him had been talking. I'd seen his highlights, so I was just like, man, just save it for the one-on-ones and let's see what you got.
He's got some pretty cool stats too. Jacob, let's play that video.
My name is Joshua Canup, and I'm from San Diego, California. I'm going to definitely make things happen in this league. I'm going to make a name for myself. I let my play do the talking. I've been chasing this dream for a long time. Greatest athlete of all time has to be my man Deion Sanders.
Ooh, too good.
These guys all love Deion.
3 Chick-fil-A sandwiches with Chick-fil-A sauce and buffalo sauce.
3 Chick-fil-A sandwich? I've never done the Chick-fil-A in Buffalo. I gotta try that.
I was 6 years old, but I still have to say Sandlot for me is still my favorite.
They all say Sandlot.
First album I purchased or stream has to be Word of Mouth, Ludacris.
Ludacris, Word of Mouth.
Like
Atlanta.
I thought he was a Kanye guy. He seemed like a Kanye guy.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to say that.
Real quick before we go,
college dropout.
Before we go to the other 3 videos, the vote is up right now for the show. It's 2 Frozen Dudes, Coaching Chicken, The Bike Lane, or Tour de Ray.
2 Frozen Dudes. Have I been frozen all day?
No, not all day, but you have had moments of being frozen for sure.
I was coming out of Chicago. It was cold.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Tony Dixon up next. Tony Dixon. He was in Atlanta, I believe.
My name is Tony Dixon.
I
live in Washington, D.C. I grew up in Prince George's County, Maryland. I went to North Carolina Central University. I think the fans should vote for me because I'm a playmaker. I'm fun to watch. I know I'm fun to watch. And I'm a hard worker.
Says, I'm fun to watch. I know I'm fun to watch. I love that line. I love that
I'm going to have
to
go with Prime. I'm going to have to go with Prime Time. Deion.
These guys all love
Deion. Is one of the
Deion.
greatest athletes of all time. My favorite cheat meal.
It's so crazy that going back in my day. That was my
Yeah.
day. I would say that answer.
Toast, cinnamon rolls. Or
I'm
donuts.
guessing that
I
like
love those things too.
Prime
It's
time
football.
is
Maybe I go
timeless.
with Little
I
Giants.
should give him
Favorite
that line.
movie,
He's timeless.
Out of those 3 would definitely be Little Giants.
Little
It was
Giants.
probably something like Michael Jackson related. To be honest, if it was like my first purchase or something like that.
Damn. I feel young, bro. Like they still in our generation.
Yeah.
Hey,
we got 2 more. Go
I
ahead.
didn't get a chance to say much about it, but I tell you, man, he was out there.
My name is Keith.
I usually are kind of drawn to the taller, bigger receivers because I like them to kind of push my DBs around. The quicker guys usually get their, my DBs can get their hands on them a little bit fat. But he was a smaller guy, and man, he was getting off. No one could jam him off the line. That's why I was like, all right, I'm gonna check him out.
We got two more here before we let you go. Real quick in the chat, though, Sir Gump is a good fit for the KOD. A bunch of people have been saying that. So, hey, KOD, get your eye on Sir Gump. Make those votes. If you're a kid, get to the app, fcf.io, download the app, vote for the NBCLX players. Vote ends Thursday, March 3rd, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on NBCLX. We're going to have our Road to FCF show. We're going to talk to these guys, and we're going to be focusing a lot of energy on them at the tryout this Saturday in Atlanta, 11 a.m. Eastern, live on DAZN, twitch.tv, NBCLX. All right, go ahead. Keaston Fuller up next.
Keaston Fuller from Griffin, Georgia. Had a career at Duke University and transferred to the University of Richmond. Had a stint with the BC Lions in the CFL. Now we're here. I'm a big-time competitor. First in the facility, last out type of guy. And I think that'll show on the football field.
Richmond Spiders, not a bad program.
The King Richard movie, so I'm going to go with Serena Williams.
Oh, nice.
I like that.
So I'm plant-based. So I hope the plant-based community don't, X me out for this one. But every Friday I get 30 mild chicken wings with lemon pepper sprinkle.
That is a great answer.
Just learning, baseball. That was my first love. So I think it was easy for me to say Sandlot here. My uncle introduced me to Kanye West at an early age, so the whole graduation.
I knew somebody was going to beat you on the drop now.
The first one that I've ever purchased.
I love it. And I believe we have one more, Jacob. That Atlanta tryout looked cold. Ray, I got bad news. It's supposed to be cold on Saturday again. I don't think it's going to be this cold. It's supposed to be cold, though. Like 58. I mean, that's not bad.
My name is Keaston Fuller.
And then finally, I believe we got Antonio Turner.
I liked Antonio, man. I really liked Antonio. He's another. If it was me, I would be one wide receiver wise. Kingston and Antonio are Kingston's a huge, bigger guy. Can body kind of reminded me like Bazil. Those type of guys. Like,
hell yeah.
You think they can play wide receiver, but they're probably better. Playing like a little tight, some tight end. But Antonio, man, he got that wiggle.
The video's loading backstage. Jacob just told me. All good. I will let you know, Ray, the name of next week's show. It's gone from hype to, you guessed it, Ray, Coaching Chicken. Coaching Chicken will be the name of next week's show. Coaching Chicken, as Tyson's known to do, they coach chicken every single day. Tyson's Anytizer. If you're a coach and you're feeling a little hungry, I was watching some of that Sean Payton movie where Kevin James plays Sean Payton. And it looks like Kevin James has had his fair share of Tyson's Anytizers. You got your chicken fries, you got your honey barbecue, you got your tequila lime, and of course your classic buffalo. Check them out in the freezer aisle. If you're a coach after a game, you take your whole player to a local grocery store and you tell them it's time for Tyson's Anytizers. It's always time for Anytizers. I'm your complete and utter idiot as I go through that live read of Tyson's Anytizers. All right, we got our final video up, and then we're going to let you go, Ray. Ray's legs are about to fall off his body. I've never biked for that long in my life. All right, we got finally Antonio Turner.
I am from Nashville, Tennessee.
Thinner guy.
Football since about
Green
4 years old.
Yeah, but he got some wiggle on him.
Played baseball, just like our boy Alex Wells from last week.
I graduated college. I tried out for a professional arena team, and I made it. And ever since then, I've been locked in. Fans should vote for me because of my heart and my work ethic. Those two are unmatched. Greatest athlete of all time, hands down, is Prime. Deion Sanders. Favorite cheat meal. That one was kind of hard. Oxtails and mac.
Oxtails and mac?
Sandlot. The Carter 3 by Lil Wayne. My
Carter
mom
3,
went to
man,
the store
there
and
you
she
go.
said,
That is an album.
That
is an album.
Well, sure enough, I knew the Lil Wayne that just came out, so I went to electronics. And out of nowhere, all you hear is my government being called on the intercom.
I love it.
That's awesome.
So good. So basically right now, you get up, you vote. The voting ends again Thursday, March 3rd, 8:30 p.m. Eastern on NBCLX. You get to vote. The top 3 vote getters will get a seat at training camp for Fan Controlled Football. You get to know all about them, and you get to see them play and go up against one another live on Saturday in Atlanta, 11 a.m. Eastern, twitch.tv, DAZN, NBCLX. And then we're live broadcast, as you know, from 11 to 1, and then overtime from 1 to 2 p.m. It'll be an absolute melee, a maelstrom, a kerfuffle, a cornucopia of activity, Ray, in there as DBs, wide receivers, tight ends, maybe even get some big man in there, maybe do a little a big man drill, try and get to the quarterback, something like that. We got all the time in the world to get through the overtime. Hopefully this overtime will go a little bit different than last overtime, and we all know why. And we all hope for a different result, especially me.
Hey, all I'm going to say is it's going to be, look, Atlanta always represents. They always show we're going to have 200 guys there. This will be our biggest and most, I think we got probably 65% of our guys from Atlanta last year, and we're already filled up. So it's going to be a tough day. But we're going to have some bad boys out there. I'm already excited about it.
Yeah, man. It's going to be packed. A ton of our owners are coming in.
Yeah.
We have some amazing announcements. We got some footage coming from Pullman Yards, too. We're going to be taking our first look as, some of us are getting an awesome tour of Pullman Yards this weekend. So you'll be able to see a lot of this. So you make sure you subscribe to the channel here, twitch.tv/FCF. Make sure you subscribe. Oh, now we're talking about wings.
I'm just riding by. That's all. Just riding by.
Dude, I am getting some of those wings during the season. I'm not there. I am not there for the visual. I am there for the edible. Okay. I just want to try the wings. That's all I want to do, Ray.
Of course,
and listen, if you know what I mean, it's what do you know? Thank you all for tuning in to to Hype today, aka the Fan Controlled Show. We're here every single Thursday. We're really trying hard in the season to all be together for the show. We may move it to Friday so that we can all be together. We'll keep you posted on that. There's going to be so much content coming your way. This channel is going to be so hype during the season. It's Fan Controlled Football. We've been waiting so long to get football back on the field, and we promise you it will be worth the wait. Everything that we have planned for this season, for season version 2.0, is taking it to the next level, including Ray will be riding a bicycle all 4 games for 10 straight hours. Look at that. Look at that. It's 53 miles you put on that bike. You are an absolute madman.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
LFG. We will see you Saturday live from Atlanta. Our final tryout, 11 a.m. Eastern, right here on Twitch, DAZN, NBCLX. It's going to be an amazing day. And then in 51 days, we kick off season version 2.0 of Fan Controlled Football. Get your popcorn ready. Get your beers ready, get your whiskey ready. Whatever you do to enjoy football, make sure you got the app in front of you so you can call the plays. We'll see you next week. Until then, for Patrick Dees, Jeff Canada, Ray Austin, the commissioner of the FCF, and myself, Josh Macuga, power to the fan.